Welcome, one and all, to this live watch of Chucky, Season 1, Episode 8, and Affair to Dismember. Now, I am watching this live to me, and what I mean by live to me is I was on a stream earlier this evening, and I live on the East Coast, so I was recording this episode as I was on the other stream, so I am now going to be watching the season finale of Chucky, and you'll get my actual reaction to different events going on throughout the episode. So let's go ahead and get underway. I do want to say that there will be an actual review after all is said and done. And I will be giving my honest opinion on the season finale. Now, if I happen to spoil something in my actual watch, well, I will put up this warning: beware of potential spoilers, and I will go ahead and keep that up there. Hope you're all doing well tonight. And in case you're wondering what stream I was on earlier this evening, it is Tuesday Night Trek on the Star Wars Guide channel. Do check it out. Do check out Master Paul and Mando on Fire, aka Michael. I think you all enjoyed, especially if you're a Star Wars fan and you get their unique perspective on different aspects of Star Wars and also their love for the lightsaber collections that are out there. So I highly recommend it. Go ahead and check them out. And with that said, let's go ahead and get underway with the season finale of Chucky. And just to make everything perfectly clear, I will not be showing any of this episode during the live watch or even during the review portion of this live watch if the episode has yet to air in your area, although I think we should be good now because it should be airing on the West Coast as I'm talking. Well, again, just be ready for any potential spoilers. And as with everything on this channel, there's a warning and disclaimer. This material may not be suitable for those under 18 due to adult language and humor, but I probably won't curse too often in this live watch. At least I'll try not to. So here we go. And I was originally going to skip commercials, but I'm just going to keep going. So let's go. Hmm. It's already got off to a good start. Oh. So we're getting a recap of every single episode prior to this episode. So once the episode actually starts, I'll give my full reaction. Okay, so we hear a doorbell. It's picking up right where last week's episode left off, and we're seeing Andy Barkley. Hmm. Andy's ringing the doorbell again. Hmm. So now Andy's finding out about Junior's mom and dad. Oh, Junior. Hmm. This is going to be interesting. Junior, that's not very convincing. Hmm. Nothing in that closet. I don't think you're going to get the result that you want, Andy. And there's the phone. Hmm. Oh, what's going on in the bathtub? Sure you want to do that, Andy? Chucky could be in there. Oh, Yep. Good advice. Good advice. Hmm. 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 This is interesting. I do like how this series has the opening graphic as whatever is pertaining to that particular episode. We see Lexi and Jake. Uh-oh. Well, they should have gotten rid of that other doll. Oh, didn't see that coming. Ellie. Hmm. Hmm. And he's already done that. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kylie's telling Jake and Lexi she's got a plan. Uh, Now Lexi and Jake don't look so good. Oh, okay. Tiffany and Nika. Oh boy. Oh, all those Goo dolls. Oh, Junior, what have you got yourself into? Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. Psychopaths all around. And they're all the same guy. All right, so there's a few interesting things to occur so far in this episode. Where it leads, well, we'll find out together. All right. I'm just looking up a few things. I could skip the commercials since this was already recorded, but I'm trying to give everybody on the West Coast a chance to actually see the episode without me spoiling anything. Gotta check a few things. Yep. I do want to let you all know that tomorrow I will have Pacific414 Pop Talk at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. That's 9 o'clock Eastern. So if you would like to tune in, please do. Would greatly appreciate it. Okay. I'll be glad when these commercials are done. Again, like I said, I'm trying not to skip the commercials, even though I could, because I'm trying to give those on the West Coast a chance to actually watch the episode if they are. But once the episode's over, all bets are off. Spoilers aplenty. All right, now we're back with the episode, and there's a truck full of good guy dolls. That was freaky. Hmm. Oh, this conversation between possessed Nika and Chucky is interesting. Uh oh. Well, Nika's back. Oh, So Chucky's asking Tiffany to kill Nika. Tiffany doesn't want to do it. And now he's asking Junior to do it. And he's just handed Junior the butcher knife. Check here real quick. Well, that's a surprise. Hmm. Tell you one thing, Jennifer Tilly can do a psycho laugh. Getting a flashback. Hmm. Well, I'll tell you all what happened in the review portion. Hmm. Yeah, that is a bang. Hmm. And there's Andy. Now there's some interrogation going on. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. Then that happened. Oh, boy. Wonder where the rest of this episode is going to be going. Just gotta watch and find out. Let's see. All right. I know I'm not saying too much. I'm kind of just taking in all the episode, but it's been pretty interesting so far. I don't want to spoil anything just yet. I'll talk about it in the review portion, like I said earlier. If I skip a detail, I apologize. Let's see. Let me check something here real quick. Gonna be interesting to see exactly where this episode concludes. And just as a little reminder, okay, what's going on with the streaming service? Oh, really? Playback problem? You're kidding me. All right, well, let's just resume. Come on. I'd have to refresh it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and refresh it. 1 second. There we go. So, all right. So the episode's going to be picking up here just shortly. If you like this series, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you don't like the series, same thing. Some people like it, some people don't. I went into this series with low expectation, and I'm glad I did. Because if I went in with too high of an expectation, then I probably wouldn't have gotten any enjoyment out of the series. And we're back. Jake and Lexi are passed out. Hello, Games. How you doing, brother? All right. All right. It's all right. I'm not gonna hold it against you, brother. If it's part of what you do on your channel, I'm not gonna hold it against you. It's just like the nostalgia critic when he has his Disney December. Yep, they are good. And like I was saying, some people don't like the series because they feel it's too woke. But again, I went in with so low expectations on the series, thinking, how can you make a film series into a somewhat credible TV series? But they seem to have done it. Okay, exactly, exactly. I mean, you took the challenge and you're living up to your part of the bargain. It'd be like if somebody asked me to watch a whole season of Discovery again. If I accepted it, I would do it. But luckily, I haven't been given that challenge, and luckily, I haven't even decided to accept such a challenge. And there's a happy reunion between Devin and Jake. That's all I'll say. Well, you're an honorable person. You're an honorable person. No, that's what you do when you lose a bet. If someone says, you know, I bet you couldn't do this, and I don't know, you make a wager or say, I bet this won't happen, and it happens, and you say that the terms are that you have to do this, within reason, of course. You're doing it, so you're living up to your end of the bargain. So that's commendable. And now Jake's finding out about all the Chucky dolls, all the Good Night dolls. Well, I don't know that with this series you have to check out all the movies per se. Definitely the first and second movie. And then I'd say The Curse of Chucky in order to get the gist of what's going on in this series storyline. Oh, Lexi, where are you going? Oh, This is gonna be horrible. Yeah, I'm watching it right now too, brother. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this, especially with you guys in the chat. So far this episode's not too bad. You know, I will admit, in the first episode, gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars, but the series has gotten better. And to be honest, I went into watching the series with very expectations. I've, talked to some people that they don't like it for one reason or another. Well, yeah, but you kind of could see that happening. You never know. But still, even if they're not dead, you can still see it happening. Oh, that's good. That's good because I have a friend who was asking me if I'd heard anything about a season two, and I told him I didn't know anything yet because I hadn't seen anything yet. So thank you for confirming that. Really appreciate that. Yeah, as I was telling Games Mickey and comics, you don't really need to watch every single Child's Play movie in order to get the gist of what's going on in the series. Basically, the first and second movie, and then Curse of Chucky. Now, that's just my opinion. You might feel differently about it. You might think, yeah, watch all the Chucky movies, but I think those are the three that you really need to pay attention to in order to understand what's going on in this series. Some of these commercials are just ridiculous. So again, thank you for stopping by my channel, Dwayne. Basically, what I do on here is I do a lot of episode reviews. I do some movie reviews, some gameplay. I also talk about pop culture with my weekly show called Pacific414 Pop Talk. And during the baseball season, I talk about the Chicago Cubs, but I also talk about other teams too, what's going around Major Baseball. So if you're interested in anything like that, well, thank you for stopping by. I gotta say the first two. The first two movies are my favorite. I was on a stream earlier tonight where we were talking about Star Trek 4 The Voyage Home, and we were talking about the actress Catherine Hicks, and the next movie that I'm aware of that she s- was a part of was the first Child's Play movie. So, like I said, the first and second one are my favorites. And now we're back from commercial break, at least on my end. I might be a little behind, I might be a little ahead, not sure. Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna suck. Of course, they're watching Frankenstein. And Chucky's on the move. Oh, yeah. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. Lexi, this is not looking good for you. Oh, are you telling me something's coming up? Like I said, mine's a little behind, but then I did record this on the DVR, so I'm trying to make it as live as I can for everyone else on the West Coast, as it originally was on the East Coast. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Chucky is on the rampage. Oh. Chaos has ensued. I'm sorry, man. I unfortunately can't show it. Yeah, it should be on various, platforms, streaming platforms by tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Thursday, from what I've seen in the past. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I know, Dwayne. I know. But the reason why I'm not going to show anything is because I'm not going to risk getting a copyright strike. Nor am I going to risk having my channel pulled. Wow. That scene in the theater. Wow. I'm just checking a few things. And once again, just a friendly reminder. Yep. As I put in the graphic there, I recorded this episode while I was on another stream earlier tonight on the Star Wars Guys channel. Please check them out. They do it home. It's one of my favorite Star Trek movies. Some people like it, some people don't, and that's fine. No, no. There's an advertisement for an animated film. Oh, no. All right. Hopefully, we're back to the episode after this advertisement for Monday Night Raw. And we're back. Hmm. Don't believe him. Don't trust him. Don't do it, Lexi. Oh, is Lexi going to be shocked when she finds out about her father? There's absolute chaos in that theater. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible, Caroline. Careful, Jake. Now it's a battle of wits. Oh, oh man. That's an understatement. That is an understatement, Lexi. Well, hmm, well, didn't see that coming. Should have. Oh, hmm, hmm. Oh, oh, that was graphic. Hmm. Hmm. It's not over yet. Oh, didn't see that. It's car gonna go boom. What's Andy doing? Are we gonna see what happens, or they could leave it at a cliffhanger? Hmm. Yeah, it's leaving one thing unresolved. Amongst other things. What did she fix? Oh, don't tell me. Oh man. Yeah. Wow. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was interesting. Oh god. Recap. Oh wow. And that's what my new friend Dwayne had just said. So thank you, Dwayne. Really appreciate that. Dwayne Garcia, thank you for that bit of information. Very cool. Very cool. So now I shall begin the review portion. Let me do this real quick. That out of there. And I will be right back. Welcome, one and all, to Pacific414 episode review. I'm your host, Mike, and in this live episode review, I'm going to be talking about Chucky. Now, to add some warnings, as you can see right there on the graphic, there will be some spoilers. So let's get underway with this review. So, the season finale of Chucky aired tonight. After 8 episodes, we saw a few more deaths and a few more unexpected turns. But this episode begins where last week's episode left off, with Andy Barkley at the front door of Junior Wheeler's house. And as you know, in last week's episode, Junior Wheeler's father, Lucas, was killed by, well, Junior and Chucky. So Andy Barkley is greeted by Junior, who goes downstairs after Chucky identifies who Andy Barkley is. And Andy Barkley introduces himself, shakes Junior's hand, and says, I am looking for Jake Wheeler. And Junior tells Andy that Jake's not there. Well, Andy starts walking throughout the house with Junior, and he's cautiously looking through the different rooms of the house, walking down the hallway, and Junior leads him into his bedroom where Chucky is not there. Andy's walking around. He asks Junior if it's okay if he checks the closet. He proceeds to check inside the closet to see if Chucky's in there, and Chucky isn't there. They then proceed to enter a bathroom where you see a bathtub and it's full of bubbles, and you also see a bathrobe. Well, the reason why they're in this bathroom is because Andy has asked Junior to call his dad, and Junior calls his dad's phone, which leads Andy to hear the phone ring in the upstairs bathroom. So Andy goes in there. He sticks his hand into the bathtub full of bubbles and water, starts searching his hands around. Nothing. Junior goes up to the bathroom where his dad's phone is, takes it out, and makes an excuse saying his dad's always leaving the phone behind. And then Andy proceeds to leave the house. Meanwhile, Chucky emerges from within the bathroom, but from out of the toilet, and says to Junior, that's one place he never looks. He's always so predictable. So then we catch up with Kylie, or Kyle, I should say. And she says that she is there to help Lexi and Jake when she gets to Lexi's house. Of course, what ends up happening is Kyle ends up drugging both Lexi and Jake to try to protect them. And in the meantime, what ends up happening is we have the ceremony at the movie theater coming up later on, but we come to find out more of what's going on with the Chucky dolls and how they're going to be spread around the entire US. And Chucky's going to be on his murderous rampage with all 170. That's right. They say 170 dolls have the splintered soul of Chucky, which Lexi and Jake actually find out from Kyle before they pass out. We cut to Chucky's former residence, and Chucky's there, and Nika's there, and there's a conversation back and forth between the Nika possessed Chucky doll, and of course, Nika being possessed herself. I should have said that a lot better. But the Chucky possessed Nika, and then the good guy doll that's possessed by another part of Charles Lee Ray's soul. They're talking back and forth. And of course, Junior is being groomed still to commit murder, but we end up going downstairs where we see Devin tied up in the chair in the basement, and of course, the army of Chucky dolls. And Chucky proceeds to ask those Chucky dolls a question, you know, telling them what they're going to do after he asks that question. He even gives an opportunity to ask questions themselves. And one of the reasons why is because Chucky says we're not to kill any kids. And then, of course, some of the dolls say, well, yeah, but what's the age limit? You're telling us we're not supposed to kill babies, but what's the age limit? And then the main Chucky says 5 or 6. So that's pretty much done with there. Although Tiffany reveals a suitcase that is actually a bomb that's triggered to the front door. Why? Well, because of our heroes, Andy Barkley and Kyle. They're coming through. And Tiffany Jr. and Chucky end up leaving. And of course, before they end up leaving, Tiffany ends up injecting Nico with some drugs so she'll pass out. So as they're leaving in the car, you have Andy Barkley all of a sudden show up inside the house. He manages to rescue Devin, but at the same time, Kyle shows up and is heading toward the front door. Now, Kyle doesn't know that the front door has been rigged with a bomb and proceeds to open the door. And the last thing you see is a wide shot with an explosion. So then that's when we cut to the theater, and it's the next day. And the mayor of Hackensack, Lexi's mom, is going on and on about how Jennifer Tilly's there and, the donation for the children's fund and all the good guy dolls are going to kids across the country. And in the meantime, while this is going on, Lexi's sister Caroline asks for one of the Chucky dolls and is told that these dolls are for charity. Meanwhile, Lexi is turning around and she sees Junior. And on the back of Junior is one of the Chucky dolls, one of the good guy dolls. So Lexi proceeds to go inside the theater in her search for Junior. Meanwhile, we see Jake back at Devin's old house in Devin's room, and there's music playing to set the mood where Jake's thinking that Devin's dead because the house exploded, and lo and behold, Devin shows up. Why? Because he was rescued by Andy Barkley. So what ends up happening is it all leads up to the movie theater. There's murders committed by Chucky. Several theater goers are killed as they're watching the movie Frankenstein. Lexi's father is one of them. Chucky does try to kill Lexi's mom, but he does not succeed. Meanwhile, behind the screen, Lexi is trying to help Junior, but Junior is in cahoots with Chucky. And there's an emotional scene between Lexi and Junior, and Lexi's apologizing for all her past misdeeds, the way she treated him, saying that, he's a nice boy. Of course, Chucky chimes in and says he's a man because he's doing what I'm telling him to do. And Lexi says he's a boy. And what that leads to is Junior and that Chucky doll killing one another right in front of Lexi. Of course, Lexi does find out about her father, but she doesn't find out about her father until Jake and Devin are able to kill the other Chucky doll that's still within the theater that was next to Caroline, because the original plan was to have Devin take Caroline and get her out of the movie theater. But that's when Jake notices the small little feet of the good guy doll and he knows that Chucky's there. So we have two deaths of two good guy dolls. Also, one thing I forgot to mention when they were at the house of the former Charles Lee Ray is that one of the Chucky dolls' heads was decapitated. And when Andy rescued Devin, he actually lit a lighter because he said in the previous episode how the greatest way to get information out of Chucky was fire. So he was able to find out what the plans were, and then that leads us to the rest of the episode where you have this truck full of good guy dolls that have the splintered spirits of Chucky, and you see a scene where it's Tiffany, also Jennifer Tilly, because Tiffany was possessing Jennifer Tilly at the time as well. And she's telling the driver, that the delivery needs to be made and that if he doesn't make the delivery, she'll kill him. And then she jokingly says, just kidding, even though we know that, it's Tiffany, she's not kidding. So then what ends up happening is she goes into her car and tries to start the car. The car will not start. We see this hand come around and it knocks out the driver of the truck, and it turns out to be Andy Barkley. But things aren't done yet. As Andy Barkley is driving away with the truck full of good guy dolls, well, the doll of Tiffany shows up with a gun and she points it right at Andy and says, drive. She basically tells him to drive and to not do anything funny. So then the episode cuts to Devin, Jake, and Lexi. They're at a cemetery, and of course, you see the headstones of Junior, Bree, and Lucas Wheeler. And you also hear a narration by Devin for his podcast, basically saying how there are people that will never believe them what happened, but there are other people who will be vindicated, and one of those people that are vindicated is Miss Fairchild. So you see her at the cemetery, she's looking on at the kids, and then the camera cuts to this tree from a wide shot looking at the kids, and you see this hand grab on to the tree, but you don't know who it is. Is it Kylie? Who is it? Who is the person that is watching? Well, we don't find out because then it cuts to a scene of Chucky. He's basically giving story time type of feel and, saying, I bet you're wondering what happened to everybody, how did everything wind up? He's being sarcastic. He's being pretty much a jerk, but, that's Chucky. So, he starts going through how many kills he's had. It goes through, 1 through 8, and it goes to every single kill that you see in the series. And the whole total ends up being 21. Well, then it cuts to a scene where it's Jennifer Tilly and Nika. And Nika's not looking so well. She's coming to from after her overdose of drugs that were administered by Tiffany, and she's groggy, and you see her start freaking out. Well, the camera starts backing up, pulling away, giving you a wider and wider shot, and then you see a shot of Nika's legs, and they've been amputated, and it leads to a scream. And then you get an announcement for a season Chucky. So we shall see where season 2 leads us. But overall, I thought this was actually a pretty good season finale. I mean, considering what people were saying about the series, some people like it, some people don't. Some people think it's too woke. Honestly, if you go in and you think the series is too woke, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I went in with such low, so very low expectations when it came to the series that I really didn't, have a high bar to look at. I was thinking, the series, it's going to be okay. It's not going to be all that great. But honestly, it turned out better than I thought it was going to be. And now maybe that's just me, going in with those low expectations, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Whether you're watching a movie or TV series, sometimes if you go with low expectations, you won't be disappointed. And I wasn't disappointed because I went in with low expectations. And if you watch any of my other reviews for Chucky, you'll know that in episode one, I gave that 2.5 out of 5-star rating. This episode, I would have to say I would give it a 4. It's not a 5, it's a 4. It has some great moments. It did have some moments where if you're watching the live, you see me go, "Oh my god," because those moments were just ridiculous. Those moments were stupid. But if you watch the episode, you know what I'm talking about. And maybe you don't even feel that those moments were stupid, but that's how I felt watching this episode. I felt that, certain scenes could have been, yeah, they could have been cut, but I'm not the producer, I'm not the director, but I am a viewer and I am going to be honest in my review. And honestly, this is a series where if you like the Child's Play movies, you'll probably end up liking this series. If you don't like, things being woke as some of them are, I'm not going to deny it, some of them are. I mean, there's this series on Netflix called Masters of the Universe Revelation. You can see my part one review for that. You'll see how I felt about that. But, there are some series that some people feel are too woke, and, you know, some are right, some are wrong. That's their opinion. Everybody has their opinion. But if you go into this series with low expectations, I think you'll get enjoyment out of it. After all, it's not a series where you're actually putting on your thinking helmet and you have to really think about it. It's just a series where you turn off your brain for a few moments, or in this case, an hour, and you just watch it. It's not rocket science. So this is a 4.5 out of 5. Will I be reviewing season two? Yeah, yeah, probably will. Whenever they announce it, I probably will. We may not get season two until you know October next year, and that's fine. That might be too long of a layoff, but, you know, if they're trying to keep this as a Halloween themed type of series, I can understand. So overall, if you like these kind of series where, it's hack and slash, and they do show some of the blood. They do show some of the excuse me, decapitations. You know, they don't shy away from it. They don't cut away and you just hear the scream of the person that's unfortunately another one of Chucky's victims. No, they actually do show it. So if you like that sort of thing, well, then watch it. Yeah, and that's my question. Is she dead? Is she dead? We don't know. That's the thing. It leaves you at the mystery, and that's why I'm thinking that scene at the cemetery, that's actually her. And she's looking on at the kids because she wants to know where Andy's at. Of course, we won't find that out until season two, but I tell you, for a series that I didn't go into with very high expectations, I did end up enjoying it more than I thought I would. And maybe because I was just looking for something different to watch. Something where, again, you turn off the brain and you just enjoy it for what it is. I don't know. I don't know. But I do want to say thank you to everyone who stopped by during the live watch. Really appreciate it. I know it's late here on the East Coast, but I wanted to at least try to give you all a chance to watch the episode and not spoil it. Because if you watch any of my other reviews, you'll know I'll spoil the holy crap out of this series. But yeah, it's a serious, at least give it a chance. Don't expect it to be high drama or anything. Don't expect it to be the greatest series you've ever seen because it's not. It's just something when you sit down for an hour. Again, turn off the brain. That's the last time I'm going to mention it. But turn off the brain and just watch it for what it is, a silly comedy horror drama. So that's going to do it for this review of episode 8 of Chucky, the season finale, and a fair to dismember. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. If you like this review or if you liked the live watch, then please give that video and this video, you know, a share, a like, a comment, and if you like anything that you see on this channel, whether it be reviews like this or movie reviews, gameplay, and Pacific414 Pop Talks. Sorry, it's late, so try to, make sure I say everything, but you know, subscribe. You know, I I do these types of things quite a bit, at least the review portion. The watch party is kind of, a new thing. The live watch of an episode is kind of a new thing. I'll probably do those on occasion. But as far as the episode review portion, I do that quite a bit. So if you like what you saw here, then again, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. Really appreciate it. This has been Mike for Pacific414 episode reviews. Take care. And also on a note, if you are interested in hearing about if you're interested in hearing about pop culture talk, I will be doing Pacific414 Pop Talk at 9 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. That's 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So I hope to see you there. Until then, take care and always be a 414.